Welcome to the Weeb Lounge. This is the first video in a new little series of videos that I'm planning. Very creatively called Anime That I Love and Anime That I Hate. Yeah, I'm not very creative. I had to go with something simple because my brain don't work that way. Anyways, the very first video that we're doing is on Saikano, also known as She, the Ultimate Weapon, an anime that I hate. Okay, the basics of Saikano, She, the Ultimate Weapon. Essentially, this place takes place in Japan. You have a couple of high school individuals. The guy, Shuji, falls in love with Chisei. Or rather, I should say, Chisei falls in love with Suji. And, she's a shy little girl, but she musters up the courage to ask him out and wants to start dating and everything. And he says yes, and then things... It's hard to put that one into words. That's one that you'd have to kind of watch to see how that goes. But he's like, yeah, sure, whatever, great. And one of the early things they do is they awkwardly, kind of exchange diaries. And yeah, is that a thing, exchanging diaries? I mean, yeah, you can learn a lot about a person doing that, but I don't keep one, so don't care, I guess. Whatever. Anyways, it takes place, I don't know if it's supposed to be like an alternate universe kind of Japan or alternate universe period or kind of based on current, just modified, fictional, or I don't know the kind of area it's in. But basically everybody's at war. Okay, essentially it's World War III. And everybody's fighting everybody else, all these crazy things going on. I think Japan and America are at odds again, and then they're, they don't really go into details about who's attacking who, only that the world's at war and the world is at risk. And basically it comes down to Chisei kind of getting drafted, okay? She tries to keep this a secret from Shuji, of course, but, things happen and he sees her shooting down airplanes and stuff, so I guess it's kind of given away, right? Well, she's like biologically, mechanically engineered. They don't really explain what they do to her, just they did things to her. And she starts out being like kind of little weapon, whatever, and then she gets more and more powerful as things go on, and she gets less and less human as time goes on. Now, on the surface, this sounds like a pretty interesting premise. You have this relationship. It's at a time of war. She is the ultimate weapon. That's a really good dynamic to work with. The problem is Chisei's personality and also how it ends. And yes, in these kind of videos, I'm going to go through all of that. So if you don't want spoilers or whatever, get the heck out. If you don't mind the spoilers, stick around. You're going to be spoiled. Anyways, she's basically trying to defend Japan, right? She's trying to defend it from whatever the heck's attacking it. I never really got an idea of exactly who is attacking who. And it involves one of her biggest personalities, one of her biggest characteristics, is she cries. A lot. An awful lot. So she whines and cries to such insane, asinine degrees that's one of the main things I remember this show for, is she's crying again. She's crying again. She's crying again. I remember when I was watching this series, it's like, she's crying again. Okay, you cry, you want a lollipop or some pat on the head. Okay, you go fight your war, blow up an airplane, come back happy for once, damn it. You win. I get it. I get it. She's trying to get this relationship. She's drafted and converted into this weapon of war. There's emotions, obviously, going to be at play here. And some crying is certainly warranted in this. But the level of crying that is done in this series. It's like, I dropped my lollipop. The paint on the wall's not drying fast enough. Oh, my God. She cries over every little tiny fucking detail that you can possibly think of. Stop with the crying. It was such a detraction from this series that's all I remember from it. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. But anyways, it's like their relationship kind of goes off and on again, I guess you could say. You know, things get a little cold and they warm back up, and then it's all over the place. It's an emotional roller coaster with it just going down and her crying. Her crying is seriously the main reason why I do not like this anime, why I absolutely hate it. Emotions, everything perfectly fine, but that level of just bawling your eyes out for no freaking reason other than you do. I could go on about that for like another 10 minutes just because it's so bad. It's so incredibly horrible. Now, the other thing that I really, really did hate about this anime, and it might be something that other people like. People might, think it's a really inventive ending to the show. And me personally, I thought it was a living hell. Okay. Basically, this war or whatever, it's worldwide. It's ravaged the Earth so bad that the Earth is basically giving up. Okay? The apocalypse is coming. Everything's about to die. Humanity is about to be wiped off the face of the planet. And even though this is happening, people are still fighting and blowing things up, even though there's really no point left to doing this, right? Essentially, you have like this massive wave of death encircling the globe that is just like, think of it as the largest nuclear explosion you can possibly think of, and it encompasses the whole planet and turns everything into just a sandy Sahara desert of doom. Okay? Well, just before this happens, Chisei and Shuji, they know it's coming. All right? Especially Chisei. She knows it's coming. And out on the shores of Japan, the final strike from whoever it is that they're fighting brings in a whole bunch of fighters, and she fights them off and blah, blah, blah. And, the wave of death is moving in. Oh my God, here comes the wave of death. It's not an asteroid. Dinosaurs will come back though. And she'll probably cry about the dinosaurs coming back. Go watch Jurassic Park, you whiny little. Anyways, she, in her last act, because she's gotten so immensely powerful, she is going to protect them through this wave of death. She's going to preserve their lives. She's going to live. He's going to live. They're going to live, and they're going to be happy. And she can cry as much as she wants. Yeah. It sounds like a life I'd want to live in. Maybe this is why I don't have a girlfriend. I don't understand these things. Oh, my God. Oh, the pain. Anyway. The wave of death is coming. The wave of death is coming. It's about to hit them, and she musters all of her power, all of her might that she could possibly get to save them and get them through this wave of death. And whoosh, the wave of death goes by, and he wakes up, and it's like everything is just gone. Everything is just completely gone. It's like he's standing in the middle of the Sahara Desert. Nothing but sand, dust, rubble, dirt. Nothing left. Absolutely nothing. Just a desert, a plain desert. Nothing left. And he can't find her. Where did she go? And then all of a sudden, he hears her voice. Where's that coming from? Huh? Here's it again. Where is it coming from? Where are you, Chisei? Where are you? She is stuck in your head now for all eternity. She saved his body, his mind. She saved him. But she couldn't save herself, her own essence, body, or whatever. So what she did is stuck herself into his brain. Okay. So, this is the ending that we're kind of getting from this, right? So, he is stuck after the apocalypse by himself, the last human alive on the planet, who is not going to have any physical contact or verbal contact or any contact with any human ever because he's the only one left. There's no food or drink anywhere in sight. Maybe she has the power so that he doesn't have to or something, but there's no food, there's no drink, There's no electricity. There's no entertainment. There is nothing. There is him and a big desert. That's all that's left. The only other thing included in his life now is that her whiny, crying ass is stuck in his brain. That is some new level of hell down there you invented. Good job. I couldn't see living in that. How can you? That literally has to be the definition of one of the planes of hell somewhere down in there, or a new one that is currently under construction, right? To have, a girl that does nothing but cry and whine stuck in your head during the apocalypse when you have no food or water or anything and is surrounded by sand. So basically, this guy's going to be wandering the planet, not talking or looking at anyone, slowly, we suspect, starving to death, no water or anything. So he is going to have a slow, miserable, horrible death, all the while she is crying and moaning in his brain, and there's nothing he can do about it. Yeah. This anime did not end on a positive note. And that is one of the reasons why we hate this anime. The ending, I will give it, was fairly unique. Only with all of her crying and the way the show ended, it felt more like a show that was designed to throw you into depression. That's kind of the gist we got what this show was trying to do to us. It wasn't necessarily an entertainment value. It wasn't necessarily an emotional roller coaster. It was like, okay, you're okay up here, and now we're down here, and you need meds, and you need them badly. Yep, that's why we hate this anime. Because... wham! Oh, no. Honestly, I don't even want to really think about this anime anymore. I hate it so much, and that's also why we did it in our first video here for the anime that I love or anime that I hate, because this one has stuck in our mind to that such a degree that, yeah, hate it. Absolutely hate it. With that, like, subscribe, hit that notification button. This is the first in the series. Hopefully we'll have more. We are live streaming our games right here on YouTube. We will see you in the next video.